Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 6th, 2022, and today I'm going to try and make a little more progress over here where the trellis was taken down. So yesterday I took down the trellis that was here, and I took off the sod that was here, and I'm going to use Elon here, and and that has a 4-foot wide grading bucket. So what I think I'll do is come down along in here and take out 4 foot. Now there's chives in here and some dandelions in here, and I'm going to just deposit it in a mound right here. So this will be basically where the sweet potato patch will end up going, right down there. I'll try to save the chives out of this. There's tons of weed seed. There's some creeping Charlie there as well. So I'll try and separate some of that stuff. I may not get it all out of there well. And the other thing that I do want to do is I'm going to take Elon over here as well. And I mentioned before, this is where we grew the sweet potatoes last year. These are all chives with the exception of some dandelions here and some creeping Charlie. And what I want to do is come down here, grab this soil, and give myself a nice margin coming up to the concrete here as well, and continue the margin right up to here. So we've got the sweet potato patch in here and some mulch along the edges around in here, and we'll transplant these chives is my goal. Not too much happening with the strawberry bed so far. The strawberries from last season are doing okay. I don't see, there are a few weeds that I'm going to go ahead and burn. So I'll do a little bit of flame weeding up in here, spot flame weeding. But pretty soon these things should start leafing out if they are viable. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. So I'm going to use Elon. That's the Takeuchi TB290. And I'll be using the Hulk, which is the Takeuchi TL12V2, to get some of this material moved. I was able to get the spearmint and the extra soil up there along on the hugelkultur terrace there yesterday. I've got to get a little more picked up around in here and decide how I want to do this fencing. I'll give you my thoughts as I progress along the day here, bit by bit. So that's a plan right now. What I've got in mind, we'll see how well I last today, and getting this as much of this as I can get accomplished. I really want to get over there to the western garden plot to get the other trellis down as well, but I don't see that happening today unless miracles happen. So here we go. Okay, Mini-Me is inside of the South Workshop right now, and what I ended up doing was going out and trying to salvage as much of the chives as I could, because these can all go out in the food forest, but I don't have time now to transplant them all out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the twice ground hardwood bark mulch, and there's already some in the bucket here, but I'm going to go over to where the gooseberries are planted, lay these out, mulch them in, sort of heal them in, and if I get to them this season I will. If not, hopefully they'll be okay. So that's what I'm going to do next here. So I was able to come over here with the Elon and make a little bit of a path over here. I think what I'm going to do is clean off this concrete edge here. I was able to come down in here, get the chives out of here, get them over into the western garden plot, heal those in. I'm going to worry about getting the rocks out of this and getting this smoothed out a little bit later. In order to get the fence up, I want to use the equipment to bring in whatever mulch that I'm going to need. So that's what I'm going to do now, is just sweep off some of the areas of concrete that's real easy to get to, bring Mini-Me a few loads of mulch along in here, then maybe come back and smooth this out over here, and so put some this is a hardwood bark mulch down in this area as well. So that's what I think I'm going to do next. Okay, well, I just finished up for the day, what I'm going to be able to get done today. So yesterday we got the hoop out of here, and I got a lot of the sod out of here, and got, I believe, all of the spearmint out, so that's up there. I still have to get that taken care of, the spearmint. But I'm running out of gas again here today. A little too sore. But I did get the rest of this mound removed with Elon, thank goodness. And I got the chives that were growing along the concrete edge here out. And then we're able to finish up scooping out the soil that was along the concrete here. I still have cleaning up to do. And then able to use Mini-Me and Optimus Maximus. So Mini-Me is the Kubota B2601, and Optimus Maximus is the Kubota Grand L6060 to get some of the hardwood bark mulch in here. There probably will be a couple more pieces of tape and a couple of more rocks inside of this bed here. And I am going to rototill this. I'm not one that promotes rototilling, but because of this whole situation, and the soil structure has already been destroyed, I am going to do it, and then I'm going to probably put some alfalfa pellets, mix it into the soil as well, and to try and just get this a little bit better, more prepared for when we do get the sweet potatoes in here. I still haven't, I'm sorry about the wind, I still haven't ultimately decided what I'm going to do with the fencing yet. We'll think about this. I'm thinking about putting a gate right over here and using the cattle panels and running it down to there, and removing the fencing that goes around the eagle and the herb circular garden down there. So those are my thoughts at this point. Things can change. Just got to think about it. I'll get Thea's input as well, see what she thinks. As the ground starts to dry up more, I've got more work to do as far as straightening things up here. But I'm happy the progress that I've made so far with getting this hoop out of here and getting this set. And I've got to get over there and get the other trellis down. But should I come over here and work on the fence first, or should I work on the trellis? That's something I'll have to think about tonight or tomorrow morning, and see if any brilliant ideas come to me. But for right now, this is where we're at. It'll look better ultimately in the future, but it's coming along bit by bit. A little bit slower than I'd like, but it is coming. If you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, ask a question down below. And by all means, folks, stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and get ready to do some gardening if you're in the Great White North. Take care now. Bye-bye.